start broadcast, then so now, Lindsay.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Matt.
Hey, Matt. And I'm Sarah. Laura just joined, and so did Dry Teeth, and a whole bunch of people are joining. And you see that they're giving hearts, which means that I guess they like it.
Yeah.
So they're tapping on their screen, and hey, Laura, and you see they can like chat in real time.
So cool.
So yep. Hey, Nalia, and it's just really cool. Like you can use it in so many ways for educational purposes. Like how do you use it, Lindsay?
Just to broadcast different events like author visits and that kind of thing. So far, but Star Saxton does a great job in her English classroom, so I want to maybe branch out with that. And different events like EdCamp.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, same here. I started off, even though I'm sweating like crazy because the sweatshirt's hot, but I started off using it at EdCamp South Jersey, and just kind of periscoping things there, and then different sessions that I've done. Oh, someone's saying author visits. Laura's saying author visits. So people can like chime in with their comments and stuff like that. So it makes it like really interactive and great. And
yeah, and then you can respond. I really like that feature.
Exactly. Yeah, my students do too, because like in the classroom, using it in the classroom because just to like download it on your iPads and then give it to the students, that would be kind of unethical in my opinion, just because there's a lot of room for error. There's a lot of inappropriate comments that people can make. But what I have used it for, I've been in control of this and just kind of periscope their work. And people would give them comments, and they would definitely.
You did an activity with your field trip where you showed your students jumping back and forth, and I was live with that, and you kind of you were able to explain what was going on while we saw the students.
Yep, absolutely. And Laura just said, "Oh, hey, Chip.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good to you."
Don't know what I walked into.
Oh yeah, this is Periscope. Yeah,
Okay.
We're talking a little bit about Periscope, but Laura just said that you can have specific viewers, or you can put it on private, or you can set it to specific viewers. And I like the third option where you can just like enable it for the people that you follow, and that way you can be very choosy as to who can chat.
Right.
So yeah, so it's really cool. So yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So I guess this can kind of transition into Voxer.
Yes.
We have a Periscope group. Voxer is a way for teachers to communicate. It's kind of like a walkie-talkie, and you can go back and forth. You can listen to the conversation. And we were having conversation. Actually, you were more involved than I was. I was kind of listening. But some of the issues that can happen with Periscope and the ethical issues with broadcasting students, or I guess someone got in trouble for broadcasting the fight last weekend. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So that can be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Privacy rights and everything.
Right.
So, but it's still a great tool. And so going back to Voxer, I have gained so much. I just started using it 2 weeks ago after our GAF summit.
Yeah.
Google Apps, right?
Yes.
Just clarifying. Some people know what that is, some people don't. And I just have learned so much from all the educators in the groups that I've become part of. So.
Absolutely, yeah. And Voxer is available for iOS and for Android. Are you guys using it as well?
I'm not on Voxer. I've heard of it, but not looked into it, really.
Yeah.
I'm awful at networking. It's not my thing. So it's kind of like always an additional thing to get into.
I hear you.
But if you're not really into maybe participating so much, I think it's really great to just go back and listen to that conversation that's going on. And I know my goal is to become better, but I'm always nervous about what I'm saying. I have to think about it beforehand. But I really like to listen to the conversation.
Yeah, and there's like a group list out there, like if you guys are interested, that where you can find like different Voxer groups that are out there, and you have these groups of up to 500 educators. It's never that many, but you can have up to 500, and pretty much with that with that group list, you can go on there, you can see who the pro user is and ask them to add you to the group. And there's just so many great conversations going on. I love it so much better than Twitter, just because you get to go more in depth in your conversations. Right.
Yeah, you can, and it's more exclusive.
Yeah.
While it's good to branch out and network, I know the BFC chat that Sarah and I chime into every now and then. It was spammed the other morning when they were talking about growth mindset, and it was just unfortunate because it's a chat that happens at 5:30 in the morning, and different people.
It's like a Twitter chat.
Yeah, a Twitter chat. And different people, I guess, come forward with topics they want to discuss. And the other morning was growth mindset. I can't remember the exact question. And educators will say, "Hi, I'm from Maryland. This is what I think on the topic." And I think it was so popular that it was trending. And then it got spammed with all this pornography. And I went on it in the morning. I was like, what is this? My BFC chat. So, but later that day, I was able to. They have Eastern, and then Mountain, and then Pacific.
Yeah, I think it's just Eastern and Mountain.
Mountain Central, and then
Yeah. So I was able to chime in later, and that one didn't get spammed. So that's good.
Yeah, that was definitely good.
So Voxer is all audio based.
You can do audio, you can do texting, you can upload docs.
Pictures. Pictures. You can drop links and stuff.
But for the most part, it's people. So like the chats you were talking about through Voxer, they're like asynchronous audio, or how does?
Most people do the audio. You have some people participating with texting, or Sarah a lot of times drops links or pictures. But you can just listen to that that chat, and I kind of play it in my car. Like if there's 20 people who have responded, I just let it play. And listen to it, and then chime in if I want to.
I feel like I would like that a lot better than a Twitter chat, because I try to do Twitter chats and it doesn't do much.
And I feel like sometimes Twitter chats go so quickly, and this is a little bit slower paced. It can be quick, but it's generally not, and Twitter chats only last for, half an hour to an hour. And so if you miss it, then you're kind of out of the loop. But this one, our conversations can last days, for days.
Yeah, we had a couple comments come through here. People were saying that they play Voxer in their car. That's a good one, and
it's an interesting idea.
Yeah. So and one tip that Justin, I can never say his last name right. Justin Schleider in New Jersey, he gave me the idea that if you press like the little side arrow next to a Vox and just kind of let it play, then it'll go down the whole stream. And I found out this morning that you can actually open other apps and it won't cut off the Voxer message.
Oh.
Yeah. So
nice.
it's pretty cool. So hey, Carmela. Yeah. So we're just talking. We talked a little bit about Periscope, and now talking about Voxer and all kinds of good things like that.
Is Periscope just for? It's on the phone, but you can also do it through a computer, or is it primarily?
It's only iOS.
Okay.
But you can send the link like through Twitter or whatever, or and then people can click on that from a computer.
From wherever. But the video part is
right. The video part is just from the phone, so it's pretty awesome.
I guess one thing to add about the Voxer, if you want to be part of a group, you kind of need to connect with someone who's already in that group so they can add you to whatever group, because I didn't know how to do that, and I connected with Sarah and I was like, how do I get involved in this one group?
I'll write the link on the board in case anybody wants to get the directory of the groups. I'll be sure to erase it by the time the session's over. So Periscope people, I'm gonna put it down for a second.
You know, the people here with the kids among them.
Yeah.
Oh, look what's on here.
That's true. So yeah, if you go on there, I think that there's like 30 or 40 groups now. So I'll put that on there for the people who are watching.
So, Sarah, can I ask you, as we continue to talk
Sure.
about tech apps, tell me about your ideas from your sweatshirt.
Oh,
Tell me a little bit, maybe to talk about flipping your class and about the content areas. You know, a lot of the math classes are flipping.
yes.
But there's also application, social studies, language. How do you approach that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, this sweatshirt, I got it online on like some Kickstarter thing or whatever, and I was digging it because I'm a huge fan of flipping. But I guess in general, I've been flipping my classroom officially now for about 2 years and some change.
Okay.
And I teach 8th grade English language arts as well as
so
technology. Cool. Yeah, so it's been awesome. It's been a total game changer, just in terms of students being able to get right to work, you know, when they come to class, as opposed to me lecturing them for like the whole time. So I think that Periscope can really work well with flipped class because, you know, I do most of my flips through Google Hangouts on air because they're so interactive. People can like chat, or they can ask questions in real time, and you can see them pop up on the screen and answer them. So we call it virtual office hours whenever we do that, and you know, they can like applaud and do stuff like that, and you kind of see that. But the thing I like about Periscope is that it brings the flexibility to a mobile device. As opposed to me being married to my laptop, because you could do a Google Hangout on air from your mobile device. I mean, once you start it on a computer, and then you could just easily talk and talk and talk, but you won't be able to see like the audience interaction. So that's what I really like about Periscope. It really puts it in the palm of your hand. So let's say I wanted to give them background on something we were reading in class, and you know, I happen to be like at a play or something. Well, that's probably a bad example because you can't record plays, but let's say I could, and I was at a play, then I could like record the play in real time. I could Periscope it in real time, and then the students could like put in their questions and stuff, and you know, I'd be able to kind of see what they're thinking, and you know, so it's definitely, I like the fact that it's, you know, in the palm of your hand now with Periscope.
So in that way, then, for me in the social studies, like in American history,
Yeah.
I live in Frederick. There's all kinds of really cool historical places in Frederick. I mean, could you almost start the conversation with like a virtual field trip in this sense, and kind of take them through and then begin it that way? Is that something that we can build on with our conversation?
Yes, I love that idea. That is fantastic. Yeah.
What school are you at?
Bullis. I teach here 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you live in Frederick?
Yes, I do the commute. It's sweet.
Wow. I live and work in Frederick, so.
Really?
Yes, at St. John's Catholic Prep.
So cool, yeah.
So,
So you guys have a brand new campus, so not to get too far off. I saw you have a new president too this morning.
We do. I'm very excited.
That is big time.
Yes,
That's a big get.
So our new president was the president at Mount St. Mary's University, and now he's coming to our high
That's
school.
so cool.
Wow.
So that's a big win for us.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting. But yes, you are right. There's so many valuable resources in the Frederick area.
Yeah, and even our DC area, obviously.
DC, Gettysburg,
Yeah.
you know, we're pretty close to all of that. So.
Yeah, Rosie on here said that she just did that at the World War I memorial where she lives.
Oh,
so
awesome.
yeah, so that so.
There's an awesome history teacher, Carrie Gallagher.
Yes.
She has an excellent history tech blog that you should check out. I'll have to remember the name. I think it's Carrie Hawk.
Carrie Hogg 02.
Yeah, I'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
So, it's awesome. She just did a lesson where she had her students make movie trailers, I guess, through analyzing historical documents, and they had to make a movie trailer on that document.
That's cool.
And they had to pick up the tone, get the essential meaning, and create a movie trailer. And it's awesome. So I'll definitely tweet that link out.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, there's been recent studies done. Lodge McCammon has done these studies showing that if you show a video in class, not as a flipped classroom, but you use a video for instruction within your class, the teacher makes the video, they show it in class, it shows that the teacher can use less time to deliver the information. The kids like it better because they can go back home and do it again and look at it again. So what he's saying, he's been a big proponent of flipped classroom, and now he's saying class doing the video within the classroom. within the classroom, especially for people who teach multiple sections. You could just show the same video over and over again, where you're standing there, or you're standing there, or you're sitting there, and then you can ask, then the kids can ask questions. But he's like proven, like you actually have to look at his research where it's proven to be a very effective way of delivering.
And I think when you're creating a video, you're more concise and you don't go off on tangents. So you can cover the material that needs to be covered in less time, and then you have more time for different activities.
Yeah. And I actually presented at the state conference about how to do, like different methods for doing, for recording yourself. I mean, like quick and easy ways of recording yourself, and different ways to hold your camera up. And the easiest way to hold your camera up is to use 2 toilet paper rolls and put slits in them like this.
Nice.
Put the
Or if you
slits
have
in
that
them.
nifty thing out there.
This is the budget way, the teacher way. You use 2 toilet paper rolls, and you actually stick it up. You put it up there while you're teaching, or you're standing in front of the board, and just record yourself. And then that could be shown the next day in class.
Although people get mad when you turn your camera sideways with Periscope.
I know, yeah, that's why I'm breaking like the conventional wisdom. Like it should be like this, but yeah, I'm doing it like this because you can't really see the chat.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true. Maybe eventually they'll add a feature where
Where the chat rotates, yeah, absolutely.
So Carmela, what's your background? Can you...
What I do is I've worked as an instructional technology specialist at Prince George's County. Prince George's County. So I retired from there, and then they brought me. So I came back to teach. And so what I do is I actually teach students who are gravely ill. I mean, remotely. I mean, I teach them live, but remotely.
Right. Oh wow.
Remotely, and so I'm doing that, and then I teach now at Trinity. I teach pre-service teachers.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So which is real cool. And the program that we're running for, people think, oh, you're working for home and hospital. Prince George's County has close to 1,500 students a year they service at home and hospital. So I've got some students who are like gravely ill.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I see you just signed up.
I'm actually
Wow. Okay.
see what happens when we
Yes.
watching what we're doing.
Oh my goodness, this is like.
Whoa, keeps going, keeps going.
That's too cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm loving this. But like one other thing that I really love with like flipping and blending learning, we started this year kind of having the kids do the videos. So I really like that because they say that the best way to learn something is to teach it. Yeah, so I really like having the kids make the flip videos. We've only done it a couple times this year, but it's just been really great, and that's what I'm kind of studying. I'm doing coursework, so part of my dissertation is, well, actually all of my dissertation is having the kids make videos and seeing how it helps them acquire English, ESOL students. So,
Well, what I did was I worked with an algebra teacher who was teaching kids who were third time taking Algebra 1 hadn't passed. This is number 3. This is the third time they were taking it, and they hadn't passed the state exam. So I went in with her and she said, I don't know what to do. So we went to the whole thing about breaking the kids into groups and having them teach each concept and teach each other. So as they recorded each other, each group recorded themselves on video.
Nice.
And then they had to present their video to the classes. To the class. Anyway, she ran the class like that for 1 semester, and when they took the state test, every kid passed.
wow, that is fantastic. That
Yeah.
is fantastic. Yeah, we just had a question come through. So does that help the kids learn English? And in my experience, it does. And you were saying that it really helps the kids learn math.
Oh, well, teachers do math because if you put the kids in groups for math, and you give them like a concept that they have to work it out. That group has to work out that concept and figure out, because just like you said, to teach it is the most difficult thing. So they have to figure out how they're going to teach that to other kids. So some kids use flip paper, some kids did them on the board. The board, they just used a whiteboard. The kids, they got up and they explained the concept. So they would do one concept, and then each group would show their problems, and then review them. And then different classes watched each other's videos, and the kids were actually totally tuned in. She said it was the first time they were tuned in to actually learning the concepts.
Wow.
Because they worked in groups. They figured the problems out in groups, and they had to record them.
Absolutely.
How long was the process for creating the videos?
she gave them usually one class period. It was a one-take class period. They had to figure out the problem, and had to solve it with a 90-minute class time. Okay, so in 90 minutes they got the problem. They had to figure it out, work as a group, and then figure out how they were going to present it. And then she said, I have no equipment. I have no equipment. She said, what am I going to do? I said, you got cell phones. Kids have some cell phones. Just have them do them on the cell phone, send them out to YouTube, and then have them show them in class.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what are in terms of all this, exporting out to YouTube or on Periscope, whatever, what are the privacy concerns how do you navigate that as a classroom teacher in terms of what gets put out there? And then, is there liability? How do you guys work through that?
One of the things you can do is you can have your YouTube video unlisted. All right. So it means if it's unlisted, that it's not in the directory, and the only people that can access it are the people who have the URL. So that's one way to give it private. If you put it on private, then you have to invite people by email. So you don't want to invite 25, 50 kids,
right.
50 kids, but you can give them the URL and tell them don't share this is private. But you keep everything unlisted, so nobody can access it through the directory. They can't go in, find your school, find the video. It's not there.
Right.
Yeah. We've done a few video projects, not as intense, but sort of like a exam review. So all students did it and looked at each other's for an exam review. And we posted them on Google Drive and just privately, internally. So the students, we used two tools: WeVideo, which is built into Google Drive, which I'm loving for Chromebooks for being able to edit videos. And then also we used iPads and the EduCreations, and that one was a little bit harder to get the videos off, but the teacher could view all the students' accounts and just play it from their teacher computer. So the students couldn't interact with the videos as much, but they could present them a little bit more easily.
And I mean, going back,
Secure.
Let me go back to that. It keeps the video secure. The other thing you can do is you can do methods that don't show the kid's face. Right. So it's like you could do paper slide video. So it's like they were doing the math problem. They would put all the math problem. They would put each step on a sheet of paper, 8.5 by 10 sheet of paper. They'd make a stack on the table. The table. One kid talks. The other kid holds the camera up like this, the phone up like this. One kid pulls the paper out. So they work in groups. All you see is the hands. You hear the voice. Never see the kid.
Exactly.
So therefore there isn't the privacy problem. Same thing. Doing the stuff on the board. Show the hands.
Yeah.
Never show the kid.
Right. I know one of our voxer friends, Matt, he did a Periscope. He does a lot of Periscope stuff, his art class, and he works with elementary students, and he will show the art projects and the creation process, but he won't show the faces.
Yeah, and the other thing is the over-the-shoulder concept too.
Yeah.
Too. So if the kid is sitting there, the other kid's filming them over the shoulder, and they're showing what they're doing on the paper, but they talk, but you never see the kid's face.
Yeah.
Right.
So then there's no privacy. I don't need anything. There's no privacy issue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're trying to, at our school, we're thinking about this a lot because we don't have a really set policy apart from a few years ago of what the policy was. So we're thinking about kind of recreating and really holding students and teachers to like a publishing policy. So like making it clear you can put things on Twitter, you can put things on Facebook, but follow these guidelines, no faces and no names with faces, things like that, and having it be a known and lived thing.
Yeah. Well, in Prince George's County, in order for a kid to be, put on the web and published out, they have to sign a photo release.
Yeah, I've heard of also the a reverse of that. So they have, I guess the school system is allowed to show their face unless they've signed a waiver that shows they can't. So I don't know, if that creates a problem or if all the parents are aware right away that they have to sign that form if they don't want their kid visible.
Yeah, Sarah in Colorado is saying that she has students' parents sign a publicity release in her district. But yeah, yesterday, well, no, not yesterday, maybe it was the day before yesterday, there was I wrote a blog post about like periscoping in education, like when do you show kids, when do you not show kids. So there were like pretty much 3 factors that boiled down to if I was going to show kids' faces. First one being that they have a publicity release on file, like Carmela was talking about. Second one being that they're 13 or older, because then, you know, with COPA and everything, they can make their own social media decisions. And the third thing would be that they give their consent to being periscoped. And even then, I disable the replays. Like, I'll just do it in the moment, but just out of peace of mind for myself, I disable the replays after that. So it's like kind of like, you know, kind of an in the moment type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with the Periscope, you can go back and watch some Periscopes from like the morning if they have the replay enabled. And they're up for what, 24 hours?
24 hours, yeah.
So then they kind of go away unless you upload them to YouTube or you save them some way.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Jamie just said that you can add questions to YouTube, no, to EdPuzzle, even if YouTube is blocked. So just an aside, going back to the flipping conversation.
Yeah, you can go to use Zaption also. Use Zaption. And
which you could win today, your live subscription.
Oh, really? and because with Zaption and EdPuzzle, if you put the video into EdPuzzle or you put the video into Zaption, you can usually get around a YouTube block at your school.
Yeah.
What about EdCanon? Has anyone used that?
I
EduCanon.
haven't used it as I just know of it.
Is that similar concept?
I feel like it's similar to the I was talking with someone and I can't remember why they didn't like it over Zaption in particular, but I forget the reason.
Okay.
They like Zaption better, that's all I remember. Okay. This one random person who I can't even remember, if you can take that recommendation.
Yeah, I like BlendSpace. EdPuzzle is
BlendSpace,
free,
yeah.
Jamie is saying. Sarah was saying, going back to students, that she posts just their faces or their names, never both together. And that would be on the school account, she said. So, yeah, so I'm just moderating the comments as they come through. Yeah.
It's an interesting way to have a discussion.
It is.
Yeah.
Like
and the other thing people have to forget, if they forget too, is like some teachers sometimes, or like the teacher I worked with, the algebra teacher, was reluctant to do this because she didn't know how to do it. I said, don't worry about it. I said, because you instruct the kids what to do, they will know how to do the videotaping and they will know how to upload it and get it into their accounts. And so I was there the first day team teaching with her, and I said, don't worry, don't give the instructions. Just tell them what you want them to do. They'll take care of it. And that's what they did. They just took care of it.
Right.
If you're over 13, you know how to upload it to YouTube.
Right. And you know, with a lot of these digital tools, I presented on what I learned at the GAF Summit to my faculty, and I said, you know, if you're interested in learning any of this, I'm definitely on board to help. Just know that I'm not an expert, so I'll play around with you and I'll sit down and hold your hand and walk you through if you need that. Because there's so many awesome tools out there to do lesson planning and you know, videos, that kind of thing, that it's really hard to really be an expert unless you use it all the time. So.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just zooming in on your name badge. Jamie was saying that he wanted to connect with you. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
At Teach Dawson.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So there was a question about MediaCast. Has anybody used MediaCast or heard of it? No. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah,
Tell us
what is
about
that?
it. Tell us about it.
Yeah. Jamie says awesome to Teach Dawson. To Lindsay. Yeah, seeing if the questions come through. Somebody else made a great point on the comments. Oh gosh, I wish I could go back and scroll through the comments, but they come back so fast. All right, Jamie says it's costly, but it stores video on your server. So yeah, so that's cool. I'll definitely check into that.
We have Safari. We have Safari.
Yes.
In our school system, Safari Montage. Well, that you could store also. They would store in the cloud with them.
Yeah.
Okay, you can store on your server at the schools, or you can do in the cloud. Any of your videos, and they'll be private.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I remember maybe last year I heard Sue was talking about like having the repository of videos and schools could share. And since I'm in the French immersion school, then maybe connecting with the other French immersion school and sharing those flips. Oh, and they're saying Schoology and Edmodo, and Jamie said that I forgot what it was called, but it's safer and faster than YouTube. MediaCast, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, indeed. Okay, yay.
So what else could we chat about?
I don't even
ISTE, I wish I was going.
know.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. You going?
Yeah. I'm presenting at ISTE with some other teachers from Prince George's County, and we're doing something from STEAM. We're doing a poster presentation of makerspaces from STEAM to STEM. Yeah.
Is that what
Are you doing the makerspace? There's a makerspace thing on the board.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I was going to do mobile movie making, but I don't have the right computer with me.
Oh.
What's the information on the conference? Like what, when, who, what, when, where?
Oh, at ISTE?
Uh-huh.
ISTE's, everybody that's local, just all you guys out there. Okay. Well, you guys to Philly. If you don't want to go to the full conference and pay the full fee at ISTE in Philly. See, she's got her hat on. 2015, Philadelphia.
27 through the 1st?
Through July,
Something like
through July 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday through Wednesday?
Yeah. It's Sunday through Wednesday, but there's 2 free pre-conference days on Friday and Saturday. There's like the hacker, the hack.
I've never done it, but
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It's
the hack,
Yes,
and the other was
nice.
the mega share. One's on Friday, one's on Saturday. Those are both free. But people who, if you want to, people are just taking the train up for the day, because you can go from the train station to where the convention center is, and you get the vendors. You contact one of the vendors like Dell, okay, some of the big vendors that are going to be there, and they'll give you give you
Free
exhibit
visitors.
passes.
That's cool.
Exhibit passes, and if you have never been to ISTE to the exhibit hall, they'll take you 3 days to get through the exhibit hall, and there'll be sessions on the floor that you can see. So this is a good way. Hop the train, get on there, take a taxi.
Free, I like that.
Yeah, it's called free.
Apart from the train.
FREE.
Yes.
Okay, free. All right.
Yeah.
I went to NCTE this past year, and it was the exhibit hall was awesome, and I just love going around to see all the exhibits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have an extra hotel room. I'm ready to give up if anybody wants it.
Oh, I haven't gotten my hotel room. That's
There
the thing
are no
about that.
hotels.
I know, that's why I'm
You need to
sort of
talk to me. I'm about to give it up, so you need to talk to me.
Let's talk.
Because I have 2 hotel rooms, and the other one person actually can't make it because of illness in the family. So I'm sitting there with 2 hotel rooms under my name.
Wow.
Let's really talk.
Yeah, definitely. And Jamie just put a comment about EdCamp Global that's coming up too. So yeah. So
But is that a digital
yeah,
EdCamp?
yeah, 24 hours of online global learning free.
Oh, nice.
Yes, cannot wait.
Yeah. Teacher's favorite F word.
Yes,
Free.
absolutely. Yep. And speaking of free, I'll put a little plug in for Google Edu on Air. It's going on today. 5 o'clock session CPR for the drowning teacher.
By Sarah.
Yes.
Featuring
Yeah.
Sarah.
So.
And you can catch all of it online. I mean, everything's being recorded as we're speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can catch
Give us a
it
preview of
yesterday.
what you're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about like all these acronyms that are coming up and just kind of stifling and sucking the joy out of life.
I
you
know
know.
one part.
Yeah, part. Yeah, but CPR would be like the acronym to combat all that. C stands for collaboration. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that we've talked about here in this session. P stands for passion, so just bringing our passions in. R stands for reinvention, how we change every year. So just trying to kind of get morale up around the world, you know, because
It's needed.
yeah, it sure is.
Well, I guess it's good. Our conversation on Voxer the past 2 days have been passion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A good lead-in.
Definitely. So hopefully the BFC crew will be there to, share their thoughts on that. And thank you so much, Jamie, for the hearts and the nice comments. Yeah.
So how do you join the conversations on Voxer?
Just
Because I went on
Well,
to
yeah,
that.
I
So
don't know.
you follow specific people and have like a one-on-one conversation, or is it a?
it's like a group. If you go on the list, and then there'll be a contact of a pro user, and a pro user is a person who can add up to 500 people. With the free account, you can add up to like 5 or something like that. But if you contact a pro user listed, then they can add you to the group, and then you start having conversations similar to like what we're doing right now, but just, you know, voice only. So it's really cool. It's kind of like an EdCamp in your pocket all day, you know.
Yeah. So this list has, these are all pro users here.
Yes.
So look at this list here.
Yes.
So who do you contact?
It depends what group you
Like
want.
this contact information.
Yep, that's the one, and then you can contact
Here's
this
the DC
name right
metro
here.
area.
Yep, yep.
Oh, it's you. That's why.
Yes, that's for our GEG.
And so you contact them through Voxer?
Yeah, you just search for their name on Voxer, and then you can just send them a Vox. Hey, can you add me to such and such a group? And they will. Yeah.
Okay.
So anything that kind of strikes your fancy, and some of them have like Google Forms that they put up there. So if you fill out the Google form, then they'll like go in and take all the handles at one time and add them to the group every so often.
Good.
I know I need
That's
to get cracking on sending them some forms
That's
of my
good.
own. Yeah, but it's been a huge game changer. Like my first game changer was Twitter. Like once I got on Twitter, and I was just like, ah. Then Voxer, ah. And now Periscope is just like, ah.
The next door talking about Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, Rosie says I missed Jamie's comment. Sorry, Jamie, I missed your first comment. But Rosie says, are any of you on Voxer? She can Vox me now so that they can see what it is. So, so that sounds good. So I'm gonna, Rosie, if you could do that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the Periscope, and I'm gonna pop on over to Voxer. So thank you to our people who are watching, who are contributing, and I'm gonna sign off.